Okay, so I was actually sent this clip by someone, and I watched it, and I thought this is actually kind of interesting, and I thought that I would go ahead and just make a video on it. It's a minute and a half. I don't watch this show. It's called Speak for Yourself. I think it's like an ESPN thing or FS1 or something like that. I don't know. This is on like middle of the day, I think, so I don't I don't really watch it. But this clip is very interesting, and when I first heard it, I'm like, wow, that actually kind of makes a lot of sense. So I'm going to play it, and then we're going to go ahead and talk about it here. So I'll let the whole minute and a half play. We'll turn down the volume a little bit here, and I'll go ahead and play it.
He looks real petty, but here's why I say what people don't know is the story my brother has shared with us publicly on his show and in private with me about how last year when they were negotiating the collective bargaining agreement, all the reps from the 32 different teams, the player reps, were there. Aaron Rodgers is a Packers player rep, but he was not at the majority of the negotiations. He flew in on the very last day, and he flew in on the very last day to make one grandiose statement. He said, I don't want to have voluntary workouts, and I don't want to have voluntary minicamp. The seasons are long. There's no need for the voluntary workouts. Let's just show up for training camp. Obviously, as we know, there's a collective vote on the collective bargaining agreement, and everyone voted against Aaron Rodgers. So what did Aaron Rodgers do? Well, if y'all not going to vote with me, I'm just going to give myself my own voluntary offseason and not have to show up. To me, that looks petty because if you're a part of a group and the group is making a collective decision with a collective vote, well, then whether they vote with you or against you, you being a part of that group should err on the side of wherever they vote with. That's how groups and teams work. You can't say you want to do something, but yes, let's make a group vote. The group votes in the direction opposite you, and now you're like, you know what? I don't even want to do it. I'm going to just go do my own thing. That's what Aaron Rodgers is doing. We are all assuming that Aaron Rodgers isn't at minicamp and isn't at OTAs because he wants a new deal or because he's upset with the Packers. When in all honesty, I just don't think he wanted to go anyway. And he's going to go ahead and mask it behind all the drama that's going on.
Good point right there.
Pause. There we go. I did not think about this at first, and I completely forgot about the voting thing, which basically teams send a representative to... I don't know where exactly they do the voting, but they basically all vote on. They basically speak for their respective team. Like I know Russell Wilson does it for the Seahawks. I'm trying to think of because I don't think Tom Brady does it. I think there's someone else on the Bucs roster that does it. But basically, they go and vote on all these things for like the players. I think it's called the CBA or something like that. And they vote on it, and whatever happens. Majority rules basically here. And I love the point, and I didn't think about this at all. Where he says, this isn't about the Packers. This is about wanting more time off. This is about the rest of the league saying, okay, well we want to make mandatory training camp and all this stuff and whatnot. And he wants it. Doesn't have to show up voluntary. He wants a longer off season basically. Which I get. And then, basically at the end here, he said basically masking behind the whole Packers situation. And maybe it's not even a lot about that. And he's just, coming out and saying it is. So I really like the point. I can actually see this being an actual point. I mean, Rodgers has not come out and said anything at all. He can come out and say, yeah, it was just about I want a longer off season. It had nothing to do with Mark Murphy, Brian Gutekunst, or anyone in the organization front office, because he hasn't said anything at all. So there is some problems with the Packers organization. I can almost guarantee there is. He's been upset with them for a couple years now. I've said this in many videos. But this could be the major thing where he just wants more time off. He's supposedly going to get married soon or whatever. And so, he wants time off for that, spending time in Hawaii, going, wherever. It's the off season, basically. That's how he wants to spend his off season. Not running around, not, throwing the ball around at minicamp, OTAs, and all this stuff where he could even be thinking, hey, Jordan Love needs these reps. So if I don't show up, he's going to get these reps. He could easily be thinking that, too. Now, again, Packers can decline the 93,000 for what was it, OTAs, or was it minicamp? Sorry, I think it was minicamp. I think is what it was. I don't know what they can do about the training camp part, which starts again. It's like July 27th or something like that. It's the end of the next month here coming up. So we have a little over a month for it. So he could be saying Jordan Love needs a lot of reps right now. Obviously, the Packers want to move on for me down the line. He's going to maybe spend one more year here in Green Bay, and then he's, avoidable money next year. He can get out next year a lot easier if he wants. And, he's giving Jordan Love time, which maybe, because he said he's had no problems with Jordan Love at all. And, how you help him out is you don't show up. So, it could be that. It could be, again, he just wants more free time or whatever. So we'll see what happens. Again, nothing has been said at all, but I just heard this, and I'm like, I really like this point here. Again, I don't know who they are. I don't watch their show at all, but I was sent this clip, and I'm like, you know what? I want to make a video on it because it's actually, a very interesting topic. So for now, I'm going to go ahead and get on here. Like the video, share the video around, don't subscribe. I will be keeping up on the Rodgers news. Obviously, there's going to be little things here and there coming out, but anything major happens, hopefully he comes back. I'll cover that for sure. I sadly would have to cover a trade if he got traded. If he comes out and actually speaks and actually, says stuff to the media and not just, I'm here to show support for a guy leaving ESPN, or I'm here to just have fun on a game show and host it and not, talk about the Packers. So, I won't cover that a lot. Like, these people are covering, it's a golf match between Tom Brady and Phil Mickelson. And then I think the guy's name is Brian and Aaron. So, they had the I'm offended shirt, which I'm not going to cover because,